Alrighty, next one we got is the TV show Minx, which just finished its first season. Well, I just finished its first season. It's an HBO MAX original comedy based in the 1970s about an upstart pornographic, or I don't know about pornographic, but a upstart graphic magazine called Minx. It's interesting. I mean, I don't really know what else to say about it. I think that's kind of where it left me, where I finished it, so it wasn't terrible. It definitely got better at the end, but I felt like I spent most of the season waiting to see where they were going to go with it, because they spent a lot of time just kind of developing relationships. And for a comedy, not that that's bad, but this one has a very interesting idea, so it's like I would have wanted to see the plot move along a little quicker or a little earlier. Because especially later on, once they did, some interesting things did happen. And I understand that they did need the relationships to be processed for that to work from like an audience standpoint. But I feel like it could have been funnier, especially like somebody specifically that's in the show is Jake Johnson, who I'm a big fan of New Girl, and I know what he can do as kind of a character actor, and just from that alone, like what he can just do comedically. And then he's done movies since, and I don't know, I feel like they didn't really utilize him, and his character takes himself too serious, and there were like moments where I saw that like the character that he's used to playing could have come out and they didn't, and I think maybe it's an attempt to take him out of that stereotype of what he does. But I think in a show like this, it's a comedy. You shouldn't have to do that. Like, it's not cheap if you let him do what he's good at. I think me, especially as like a fan, I was like, I wanted more of that. And there was like moments where he would lead up to something funny and then there was no punchline, and it was like, oh, okay. And you weren't sure if they were trying to play it funny or just in a different way, or if they wanted you to be serious. I don't know. I feel like in season one, they've kind of wasted him a bit, and for what he's good at and what it could have brought to the show. And I'm hoping that in season two, they let that fly a little more, assuming that they get picked up for season two, because HBO's got a lot of things going on. So it'll completely depend on the ratings for that show and how much attention it brings, and just what it does at the awards. I mean, it could be an awards player. I could see it just because HBO slapped on it and it's a comedy. So. But I think going up against a show like Julia, which I haven't watched, but that's a big one, I think that might take the shine and they might push for that a little bit more. I'm not sure. And Barry, you think about that. I mean, this show is probably, now that I think about it, doesn't have a great shot for comedy. Not that Julia is a comedy. I think there might be a drama. I'm not sure. But again, I'm not sure. That's just kind of how I'm not sure about this show. I didn't dislike it, but I didn't love it or really like it. I think I'm just kind of not upset that I finished it, but I'm not upset that I'm finished. Like, I'm not upset that it's over. Like, it's a weird place to be. I'd watch season two just to see where they do go with it, and I'm hoping that they do at least get, or have already been, I haven't looked up since, but got confirmed for a second season just to see what happens, because they do leave it on kind of a anticlimactic, but nevertheless cliffhanger of you not really knowing what's going to come next. And that's it, really. I think acting-wise, there's nothing to really write home about, which I'm disappointed in just from Jake Johnson alone. I think the lead actress, who's got a really long name, not long, but name that I'm not sure I can pronounce, but her name in the show is Joyce. She's good. And that's it. Like, I early on, I was like, oh, maybe like a comedy actress nomination to be, but nothing really happened. Nothing ever picked up. And I think it's only the last like 2 or 3 episodes that anything happens at all, really. But I mean, it's not a bad show. If you watch it, let me know what you think. I'm not going to say I'd recommend it, but I definitely wouldn't be mad at people trying it. So, but that's it. That's Minx, which is the new HBO Max original comedy. And that's it. All right. See you in the next video.